What's good, YouTube? It's Dodgeman here, back with another video. Today is the meet recap. I competed in the 2018 Luzon Open this past Sunday, and it's gonna be a quick analysis of what happened in the meet. And basically, I'm gonna go through like 4 talking points. Like, first one is gonna be all my attempts when I thought about them. Second is attempt selection. I think I saw a lot of lifters that meet that had, I don't know, in my opinion, sketchy attempt selection, but it is what it is. And third, how my war cut went. And fourth is how Shako test fit compared to my actual competition. So without further ado, let's start with the squat. Now, I'd like to preface this by saying that the videos are in vertical form right now because I didn't really specify if I wanted a landscape video, but it's okay. I just wanted the lifts. I just focus on getting after in the meet, and as long as there's a video, as long as I can show you guys, that's all that matters. So I'm just gonna be showing it somewhere in the screen right now. But here's the first attempt. I'll be watching with you guys in my laptop in real time. Here's my first attempt in squat. This is 225 kilograms. So you can see setting up the bar. It felt real easy. It felt real easy. So one thing though that I would change about the squat is I felt my hips right there. As you can see the video, hopefully it just wasn't balanced. I was shifting to the left, I think, and it's probably because I was just too bloated. I didn't really know where to put the notch. I didn't really know which hole to put on my belt. So I was taking a lot of water and coconut water just to hydrate myself back up. So whenever my belt's too tight, it's kind of counterintuitive because I lose tightness, like just my head start hurting, headaches. I can't concentrate on the lift, thus I couldn't maintain balance basically. So that's it. Opener 225 kg easy. I could triple that in training. Now, I mean, that looked like an RPE 7, right? So next one would be second attempt at 235 kilos, I believe. Yes, 235 kilos. And this one felt a lot better than my 225 kg. I'll let you guys watch it. I am currently watching it as well. So there you go. That was pretty good. It was pretty fast. I was pretty good with 235. At this point, when everything feels good, this is around that time when I start thinking to myself, should I go up from what I expected? Because what I expected to hit was probably around 245 kilos, right? And at this point, maybe I should, right? You might be thinking, that went up pretty fast, but like this meet, I wanted to focus on going for a 9 for 9. You'll see at the end of this attempt selection, or if you've seen my IG, whether I did. But I had a plan of 245 kilos. I could have gone for 250 as a redemption because I failed 250 last meet, but I think I jumped too fast on that 250, right? So we're gonna go on to the third attempt at 245 kg. I did not jump this time, even though I wanted to, but I was saying, nope, just zone out. I gave all my attempts to my girlfriend. She was running for me this meet. I said, okay, just zone out. Focus on that attempt. 245 kg, man. Like, I don't care. Like, yeah, you know, looking back at it now, it moved like a 245 wood. Sorry, it moved like an RPE 8, maybe 9 at the most. And I just wanted to play it back again. There's something that's just plaguing my mind, I guess you could say. And so just, my knees were caving in, which is, I don't know if it's just this angle, but I'll pause it on the screen once it happens. But I don't understand why, like, it's the first time that it actually happened. Like, I don't know if it's a hip shift or a knee shift. I'll have to analyze it even more. It's kind of sore right now. I don't really want to think about it too much, but yeah, that knee shift, knee caving made me real happy sticking with 245 because I thought I would think that 250 would have left me with too much of a grinder. I guess you could say that. I think that would throw off the rest of the meet. I think 250 is in me, but I think I'm just gonna work up to it naturally. Not gonna rush things, you know. I've been rushing it for too long, I guess you could say. And I just want to build bigger totals each time I go to the meet, and eventually we get to those goals. So, and then squat went fantastic. It was a 4 kilogram all-time PR, a 7.5, I think, kilogram meet PR, and yeah, man, there's nothing really much to say. Like, you know, I'll give you guys a little backseat info of what I was thinking. Like, squat is my best lift. Squat is my favorite lift. So to pull back on squats took just a lot of discipline for me to, like, you know, like, I've had enough failing last attempts on squat. I always love the squat. It always helps me build confidence if I go 3 for 3 in the squat. So I just told myself, you know, let's just stop with overreaching on meet day. Let's aim to perform like the athlete I know I can be. All right. Now that's done, let's go to bench. First attempt is, I believe, 120. There's not much to say with this attempt. 120 is probably something I can do for 5 reps in the gym, and 120 is easy. There's not much to say about it. Like, 120 was easy. The next weight after this, that's the one that's gonna be kind of hard, right? So 120 first attempt. Second attempt will be 130 kilograms. So 130 kilograms. This was the weight that's, like, important to me, because, like, I've done this for singles in the gym, like RP8, but, like, one thing that I did underestimate, that I didn't really notice at 120, because 120 was so light, was that the pauses were long, man. As you can see, that was, like, I don't know, like 2 seconds, and I still got 130. It felt kind of harder than the 130 in the gym, and obviously I'm supposed to be peak right now. So I already had a planned third attempt after this. Like, as I told you guys before, I would give my girlfriend, who's running for me this meet, all the attempts. Like, I didn't want to think about it. I knew my body. This is my 5th meet. I said, you know what, let's just go with what I know I can hit. I said, like, even if it's a bad day, it's gonna be just an RP9. So last attempt I went for just a 5 kilogram jump to 135 kg, or 297 pounds or something. It's not even 300, right? But, yo, like, it's pretty, yeah, to me it was like an RP 9.5, but as I'm watching through it now, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I'm happy with it. I knew that if I went 140, like, you know, like, there's a trend, like, all these last attempts right now, I knew if I went too hard on them, if it went too hard on squat, it might have negatively affected my bench. I wouldn't have even able to lift 135, or if I went like 140, my deadlift might get impacted. I mean, just a lot of things. But I think I made the right calls for myself. Like, you know, I believe, like, it's my 5th meet. I should be able to, like, know what my body wants, know when to listen to it, and, like, and it's a good feeling. Right now I'm 6 for 9, right? I mean, 6 for 6. Only have 3 lifts left, so 3 attempts. So I was setting myself up for good things, and, like, going 6 for 6 on bench and squat, when, you know, it's not real. It's easy weight, but it's not that easy that you can just cruise control through it. So I'm real happy with that, man. But at the same time, as this was happening, after the bench third attempt, I just began cramping like fuck on my third hamstring. What the fuck? Third hamstring? On my right ham. And it was just like, whenever I sat on my deads now, I just flex everything and just keep everything as tight as possible. So just setting up on deads, it would cramp the fuck out of me. So I just downed all the coconut water and all the water I could find, eat a lot of just chips, just a lot of sodium, a lot of potassium, just hope for the best, man. Like, yeah, like this, almost my whole right leg was fucking cramping, and, like, I didn't know if I could hit my deads, but hopefully I will. I think you guys already know that I did. You know, I'm pretty happy right now, satisfied with the meet anyway. So first attempt for deads would be a sandbagged 235 kg. There's not much to say, except my form has really cleaned up the past few months. It was like an RP 5. opener 235. Like I kind of sandbagged my attempts for sure. Just gonna breeze past through this because like when you see the clips, you'll understand why. Like you wouldn't even see that I was cramping there, but there was a little bit of discomfort. By the time I went to the platform, there was a little bit of discomfort, but it affected me, but not so much for my openers. It affected me on my second attempt though, which was at 255 kg. So this is the second attempt, 255 kg. And what I want to say about that is it flew, you know, but I got red lighted once on my right side. I talked to the judge. She said it was a soft knees or a soft lockout, and I'm like, fuck, because at that point it was truly out of my control, because I think subconsciously I was just not trying to flex my quads on lockout as hard, because like my hams just, they were cramping so much, and like, you know, the hamstrings are like, or like antagonistic muscle to the quads, right? They stabilize on lockout, and like my quad, and like the quads alone couldn't lock out 255 on their own. So like for the judge's eyes, it's a soft lockout on the right knee. So I'm like, goddamn, I'm going for 270 next attempt. I hope like, you know, my whole legs don't give out from that. But I just said, you know, just focus. Just when I was attempting my third attempt, I was thinking, you know, let's just focus on the front view and my left side. Let's just focus on locking those two in, because I know my right side, no matter how hard I try, I won't lock it out, because once it tries to squeeze real hard and just put tension on the muscle, it just starts cramping up. So, and you just end up focus on the front view and the side left view, and we'll be all good. So this is the third attempt at 270 kilograms. I'm gonna let you guys watch it raw. It's pretty proud moment for me. And yeah, man, 270 kg. Like that's so near 600 pounds, or like 272 and a half. My goal I set in 2017. I'm pretty happy. Like I got 2 whites and 1 red. That 1 red was still on my right quad. My right leg just cannot lock out that day. And everybody was calling for soft knees, so I couldn't really complain. It was a good lift. And later, I think someone approached me and told me that was a national open record in the Philippines at 105 open, 270. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. All the more that made it even sweeter, you know what I'm saying? Like cramps and all, through adversity, I guess you can say. I got through it. And yeah, all in all, I went 9 for 9 for this meet. I totaled 650 kilos at 103.8 kilogram body weight. And yeah, it was my best meet. I executed everything I set out for myself. And I think, you know, going for 9 for 9 feels fucking hella good, man. And I think a lot of people would actually like love lifting more and more as they go 9 for 9 in every single meet, getting stronger, all that shit. So that's my first starting point. All attempts, I'm happy. 9 for 9. We're gonna build on next meet. The goal, my Wilks is probably like 390. The goal is to get to 400 Wilks to like 105. Then probably cut to 93, because I'm just too big for this body weight, man. Like I got too much body fat. So that was the plan for the future. Now I'm just gonna touch up on three more points. Second one is attempt selection. I'm just gonna put this away here. Second one is attempt selection. I saw a lot of people having a hard time with their first attempts. It's basically like, to me, like there's always a general rule. I know some people have coaches and like, you know, it's their quote unquote descarte, but I know there's a lot of people out there saying your first attempt should be 9% of your triple. I mean, what, a 90% something you can triple, whatever. Like, I believe that, but like for the most part, if you're just trying to develop confidence in yourself, confidence in lifts, in terms of attempt selection, I believe it's not something you can triple, hard grind triple, but like a triple that's RP7 or an RP8. I guess it's something like what Shaco has taught me is that it's just better to start off fast, confident, and it just builds upon your total. And if you fail a lift, it's demoralizing, and then you have to come back to the platform and try it again, etc., etc. It's just not a good look for like the confidence, you know. So like in attempt selection, you know, openers, second attempts can be really heavy, you know, if you're into that. But like first attempts, you don't have to go RP 8, you know. You can go RP 6, RP 7 first attempts, secure the total. I saw some people bomb out, and it's disheartening to see, because like you don't want anybody to bomb out. So just, it's simple, you know. I've never bombed out my entire life, and I competed in a meet where my back was shot. I could barely deadlift 150 kilos, right, for like a triple and RP 10, right. I could barely do that, and I still didn't bomb out. And it's because you gotta, like, you don't have to taper your expectations. You just gotta bring it down for your openers, and then that's when you go after it in second or third attempt. Because usually, like, your openers, they're just there to get you on the board. They're just there to build confidence in yourself. You know, it's usually the PRs happen in second and third attempts, you know. So that's the second attempt point. I hope, you know, it helps anybody. I hope it does, because I don't like people getting bombed. I don't like seeing people bomb out. All right, so third, my water cut. I weighed in like 106, then the morning of the meet, and I was like, shit. So I said, okay, maybe I'll just piss it off, and I did a water cut. I weighed 108 when I began my water cut, and then weighed in 106 the day of the meet. And after 2 hours of waking up, I was like 105.5, and like, shit, this is not gonna work. Like, cause I had like 2 hours left, and I don't think I would have lost 0.5. But in hindsight, I think I would have. I wanted to make sure. So I did some cardio. The morning of, I did some, like, probably 20 minutes of jump rope at the house, and then I covered myself up in blankets and just fucking sweated it off. But by the time I left my house after all that shit, I was like 105.2, 105.1, something like that. I was like, okay, fuck it. If I'm not 105, it's fine, right? And when I went to the meet, you know, it's the usual, like, just the line for the weigh-in, the equipment check-in, all that shit. So by the time I weigh in, I'm actually super underweight. Like, I was 103.8. I'm like, how the fuck did I lose like 4 pounds? What, like, sorry, 2.2 pounds? Something like that? How did I lose close to 3 pounds in like 2 hours when I was trying my damnedest to just lose that 0.5 kilos the morning of? I was like, seeing my weight there, I was just laughing at what the fuck have I been doing. All right, that's the end of my water cut story. And then I cut 4 kilos from 108 to 104. I was just overthinking it. Well, yeah, and I think that kind of circled back to why I cramped in deadlifts, because, like, you know, I lost a lot of water. I guess I didn't hydrate properly, not enough sodium, too much dehydration, yada, yada, yada. And on to the final and the final talking point, I think I've been rambling on for too long, is, what was it again? My test week versus my comp week. Now, I'll go through this further. I'll go explain this further on my Shako guide to Shako style programming, whatever you want to call it. But because I see a lot of, like, in the Shako forums and just talking to a lot of people who ran Shako, there's a huge discrepancy between test week and competition week, and it's weird. It's weird to see that, because I have no problems. Like, test week this cycle, it's my third time when I say Shako. Just to give you a heads up, like, I've been running Shako for like just about 9 months, and I took my toll from 565 to 650 kilos in 9 months. So all under Shako. So back to the test week. My test week total was 647 across 2 days. Obviously, it's going to be a lot different than a meet day. You got to prepare for that, because meet day is all in one day. It's usually just back to back to back to back. And I totaled meet day 650 kilos. So 650 kilos, that's a 3 kilo difference. I improved from my test week. But my test week, they were all RP 9 to 10s. But in my comp week, they were all RP, except for bench, which is like a 9.5. My squat was like an RP 8. My deadlift was like an RP 8. So the peak worked. And it's just that in Shako, the one tip that I can just tell you about test week and comp day is that Shaco's test week is not going to work for you if you've just been following Shaco's programming on the universal template. Why? Because you're working sub-maximal, right? And working sub-maximal and then shifting to 1 RMs or testing 1 RMs, it's highly individual in how people react to that. Some people react fine even if they've just been sub-maximal, but some people need to refine their technique under heavy loads. So even if you don't need to refine your technique under heavy loads, it's better to still increase the weight from what's intended if you're feeling good that day on Shaco. That's my number one tip. Basically use RPEs, like for instance, like for my squat, like I never, if you see my IG, you should follow me on IG by the way, it's the Dodge Man. If you see my training there, I have my, lost train of thought. Shaco, the program, the template says I should only do probably like at max 205 for like 4 sets of 2. And I very rarely do just 205 kilos for 4 sets of 2. Like, there are times when I would go up to like 230 kg for a top set of double for an RPE 8. And Shaco recommends an RPE 8 for almost everything. Depends on what kind of, what week you're in, what tonnage, volume it's trying to give you. But it just recommends you do that because, you know, you got, like, Shaco is there for you to maintain your form. You know what I'm saying? To perfect your form, maintain your form under heavy loads. And if you're just doing, what, 85% when it's really just, you know, 75, what's the point of that? You'll get used to, you get better at squatting 75, but if your goal is to squat 1 RMs or heavy loads, you gotta go up until, because if 75 is supposed to be an RPE 8, but it feels like an RPE 6, then that's not the stimulus you want. You know what I'm saying? You want an RPE 8 stimulus that kind of mimics what you would react to in heavy loads. So for me, 205 is probably like an RPE 7. So I go up, and good days it's an RPE 6. So I go up 215 to 25 kilos until I reach RPE 8, which becomes my top set, and I just have back down sets at 205 after. That's pretty much how it worked for me. That's pretty much how my test week doesn't greatly differ from my comp week, because I'm still hitting those heavy numbers that I think is what's missing when, like, you're talking about Shaco, running Shaco, and like, just don't run the template itself. The template is there as your guide. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You know, you gotta think for yourself. You know, that's in the guide of Shaco I'm gonna be releasing soon. That's the main takeaway. That's the main point, is that you gotta think for yourself. The template is there, but it's just to guide you. You know, if you just follow that through and through, then more chances, more or less, it's not gonna work for you. You know, that's why people fail Shaco. You know, or any program in general. So you gotta make that program work for you. You can't just work for the program. You know, I think this video has gone on long enough. 2018 Luzon meet recap is done. On to the next meet. I don't know when that will be, but as always, if you made it to the end of the video, be sure to like, give this comment a thumbs up, subscribe if you want. You know, if you learned something, sparked something in you. Kind of forgot the outro, but I'm out. Peace.